This day is always about playing for something bigger, and today was no different. I can't say enough. The crowd was huge. The energy they brought, the second largest crowd after our UConn game today. And I could really tell the other day, the other night, that loss, to put it into perspective, left a bad taste in our mouth. And just the response. A lot of them went home, got through the door at 4 a.m. and rewatched the game. And I knew then that tells you all you need to know about our team. So loved our start. I thought our intensity, we knew both teams were going to come out strong. I thought we were the better team when we held them scoreless for about 3 minutes. That first quarter was their lowest point total of all year. Even holding them to a season low 54 points, which was at 65. And I thought we were able to make a statement win, our largest win over a top 10 team in program history. Obviously, these three were really connected from the tip. I mean, obviously, our All-American and Diamond, the performance that she watched. I'm so glad that so many people were able to witness just how special of a player she is. So just a 40-minute game. We've been waiting for that, and just to be able to see it on display was an awesome way to watch.
We'll do questions for the players first. Go ahead, Trey.
Hey, y'all, congratulations. Diamond, gonna start with you. And I was already gonna ask a little bit what Brenda just touched on. How much, I know you guys weren't happy after that Iowa game. How much of a motivating factor was that, and how did that kind of impact your mindset? Because you certainly, all of three of you look certainly aggressive and focused coming in.
Yeah, I was extremely frustrated after the Iowa game just because I felt like we did not perform the way we needed to perform for that game, and we knew we were capable of competing and beating teams like Iowa. So coming out today was extremely crucial for us just to show that we could play 40 minutes, and we are one of the top contenders in the Big Ten. So we got to play like it. Yeah.
For Shy, over your last 5 games, you're averaging over 18 points. It seems like you're really starting to find a rhythm. And today it looked like, your mid-range game is usually like one of your biggest things, but you were getting to the rack a lot more. Is that something that, as you've adjusted over the season to where, you can play more physical, or has that just always been a part of your game?
I think as the season went on, I realized that I can be a little bit more aggressive going to the rim. I took a couple pull-ups today. They weren't falling, so I had to keep attacking because I feel like that was my best game right now. Yeah.
Diamond got a little bit physical there early in the third quarter, I think, and then you went on a bit of a run after that. Was that motivating you to be any more aggressive? Or?
Yeah, some few words were exchanged. I don't know who's. I just wanted to play hard for my teammates out there, and any means necessary. We're just trying to get momentum.
This one's for Shy. At one point, you hit a big and one, and you went to the crowd and high-fived a couple people who'd stood up. Can you talk about a little bit more about the crowd today and kind of what role that played in helping you guys in the offense?
Our crowd is amazing. When we have a lot of fans, you can feel the energy just vibrating through the whole gym. So it was really important. We always say they're our best six man. So it was just important to have them today, and we really tried to get them out today. So it was really huge, and you saw that.
Hey, Shy. Just curious, how you were able to keep the energy, going throughout the whole 40 minutes. It seemed like it started in the first quarter when you guys had some really fluid basketball, and I know that's been something that you guys have been prioritizing lately. So just talk about, how that first quarter really helped the momentum for the rest of the game.
We came out, we knew we wanted to punch first, so keeping that going. And then after halftime, usually when teams are trying to collect themselves and regroup, we knew we didn't want them to punch us in the face first. So coming out, Diamond getting that and one at the beginning of the half really set the tone for the second half. So it was just important to stay aggressive and not let our foot off the pedal.
Question for Diamond. Again, about that third quarter, 16 points for you in that quarter. What was kind of your mindset coming back from the half, and how did you go into that third quarter feeling, and what were you seeing that led to you scoring so much?
I was definitely pissed off. They were playing dirty. not really dirty, I guess, because people call me a dirty player, but they were very aggressive towards me, and I guess I just showed them what real aggression is. So,
Period.
Hey, Abby. I wanted to ask about the defense. During before the Iowa game, that 5-game win streak, you guys were playing great defense during those first quarter, first half, and you guys kind of got back to that today. What kind of enabled you to do that? Did you guys see a certain look during scout that you thought you could exploit, or how did you get back to that today?
Yeah, I mean, Iowa's a good team, and they definitely took advantage of the transition basketball. And I think for us, especially in the first half, we beat ourselves. We were kind of just a little flustered on our transition defense and picking up and stopping, Caitlin from kicking it ahead. And I think when we play those big teams, we have to stick to our principles and what got us, to where we are now. And, today we're able to, do that. So we have to learn from the Iowa game, right, and be able to consistently play our defense the way that we know we can against those big teams, especially away.
We have time for 2 or 3 more for the players. We'll go to Candace in the back.
Hey, Diamond, how are you?
I'm good.
No nights off in the Big Ten. You're going to have to see this team again. You're going to have to play Iowa again. How do you stay pissed off for the rest of the season and, survive all of this?
Just understanding that if we don't play 40 minutes, a complete game, that we are beatable. So knowing that just gives me all the motivation I need to continue to play all 40 minutes and play as extremely hard as I possibly can.
We'll go to Andrew in the second round.
Yeah, and then really for any of the players, Diamond, when you got knocked down, the no call, I think everyone saw how animated Coach was on the sidelines, pretty angry about that call. So what is having a coach that has so much emotion for you guys during the game? How does that give you guys, the energy to put forth a 40-minute performance like you did today?
Yeah, it definitely helps to know that my coach has my back, especially when teams are being more aggressive towards me. But yeah, you just got to keep going. I mean, she's not on the court with me, so she can't really do too much. But just knowing that she was talking to the refs and stuff, and I just got to finish through and get N1s.
We'll come to Brandon in the front row right here.
Shy, a couple weeks ago, we asked you, what is playing around this time of year mean? 5 weeks to Selection Sunday. You guys beat a top 10 team by, 30 plus points. You think you guys made a statement tonight?
I absolutely believe that we made a statement. And if people don't believe it, then they're going to have to find out for themselves very soon.
Thanks, ladies.
Period.
Please.
Thank you.
Coach, obviously assisted turnover is a big point of emphasis for you throughout the season. I think especially important against Ohio State, a team that presses, that prides itself on turning the ball over, on getting a lot of turnovers. Today, pulling it up now, positive assist to turnover ratio, and I think many fewer turnovers than they're typically used to giving up. How much was that a focus for you, taking care of the basketball, particularly against this team?
Yeah, actually 2 focuses, and that was the first. Obviously, we knew we needed to value the basketball against our press, but I also reminded our team that we actually force more steals than Ohio State. So don't make it bigger than what it is. And when you look at, our 15 steals to their 5 and turning them over 24 times, I actually thought it was our defense that was even more important in this game, and just understanding our mentality from the defensive end.
That's exactly what I wanted to ask about, was that defense. Did you see something that you guys could exploit, or was that, again, like you said, you guys have been playing such good D, especially in the first halves recently. Is that just energy and effort, or something you saw that you could exploit?
It is. It's energy and effort. When we rate ourselves at halftime on a scale of 1 to 10, and when we went in at halftime against Iowa, we were at 5. Rated ourselves a 5, which infuriated me. But today it was 9s, and that for us is the difference, is our mentality. When we're a connected unit like we were tonight, we could change up our defenses. We were in box and 1, full court press, our half court man. We can do a lot of things to throw the rhythm off of a team. we tried a lot of things against Iowa, but unfortunately we weren't as connected on the defensive end. And again, the crowds matter. You know what we were able to do today, and our students coming out, and the crowd and the groups that were here. It has a big impact, and Iowa did the same thing to us. It has a big impact on your visiting team.
Coach, the first media timeout, the score was tied at 7, and then your team went on a 12-0 run to end the first quarter in a 14-0 run overall. What was said during the huddle during that TV timeout that kind of sparked your team?
Yeah, I don't think anything special was said. I think it was just, again, a mentality of really just being locked in, knowing, the scout. This was a team they really needed to know their personnel, and I thought we just got a lot more aggressive.
Hey, Coach. Third game this week, but also your biggest win of the week and biggest win like almost ever against ever against a top 10 opponent. So how did you keep this team motivated and full of energy this week when they have 3 games? And what does this say about the potential for this team as we look at the rest of the month and the eventual tournaments?
Yeah, I'm glad you reminded me of that. It was something we talked about going into this week, 3 games in 7 days, and the explanation mark today with the statement that they made. And, we talked about 3 games in 7 days should be nothing compared to 3 and 3, which is where we want to be playing in March. So it should give us a great amount of confidence and be a big booster for us, knowing that we can do that.
Coach. You were talking the other day about how transition D is going to be important for you guys, and they only had 4 fast break points. So it seemed to be working well for you guys. I'm curious, what were you telling the team to do in that, so you would be able to be successful tonight?
Well, that was pride. I'm sure when I go back and look at the film, but I could sense it in game. We were actually sprinting back, and that was the difference between Iowa and today. And that's obviously going to be an area for us that we can control. We can control the effort and the energy and sprinting back every single time. This one, was a prideful game for us, and you could see it.
Hey, Coach. After the Penn State win, one of the focuses was playing a 40-minute game. That third quarter you guys struggled a little bit. Obviously against a bigger team that could be impactful. And one of the things Diamond said, when you don't play 40-minute game, you guys are beatable. So by that logic, if you do play a 40-minute game, you are unbeatable. But for this team moving forward, if you guys can pick up that 40-minute game, how hard will this team be to beat?
Yeah, that says it all. And that's not a surprise. Like, we're undersized in different areas and have to play a different way. So for us to be successful, if you want to dominate games, if you want to win games, we have to compete for 40 minutes. So this is a great start, and now we'll be going on the road to go to Northwestern, and you want to continue to bring those habits of consistency to play at the level that's going to be required every night you step out on the floor.
Coach, almost 50 points in the paint tonight. It looks like a lot of backdoor action, just a lot of driving. Was there something you guys saw that you could exploit, or was that just maybe just a point of emphasis?
Well, once we were able to get them in foul trouble, I thought our group did just a phenomenal job. We kept telling them not to settle, get downhill, and just be really aggressive. I thought getting into the bonus. So I thought just the attack mentality was really key.
Hey, Coach. Was just wondering, Ohio State's coach, he said that you guys really threw them out of their rhythm by playing, switching between your junk defense and man-to-man. Can you, and you kind of touched on it with the box, like the press and the box and one. What did you see? Was that an Ohio State specific thing, or is that something you want to continue to implement more and more? Is just constant switching between looks?
Yeah, we tried it against Iowa, and again, like I said, if you're not connected, it's hard to scheme different things. But it is, and I continue to share, when we're that connected, we can continue to keep throwing teams out of their rhythm when we can play different types of defenses. So it was critical for our success tonight.
Hey, Coach, just talking a little bit more about your defense. Ohio State only attempted 8 free throws in the game. So, can you just talk about how you guys were able to play so aggressively, but also not commit fouls on that end?
Yeah, I thought we took a big step forward defending without fouling. That was a big moment to, really wall up, leave them to at times one and done, and that was an important piece for us. I think we've grown in that area today.
He mentioned the points in the paint. How important was it to pull Mikula Sakova away from the basket as much as possible and make her defend the perimeter? I think they eventually kind of took her out because of the matchup.
Yeah, I thought we did a terrific job with her at both ends of the floor. Defensively, we were there on the catches, especially the way she shoots it. We knew the scout, and making her have to guard. I thought we were able to get her and Taylor. I thought we were able to kind of, through some of our sets, really kind of go where we wanted to, and I think our team understood the personnel as well.
We'll do one more on Zoom. Damon, if you want to go ahead.
Hey, Coach, your team seems to be moving the ball. Seem to be having urgency with moving and cutting without the basketball. What do you say? What would you say about your team's ability, to consistently move and try to find open areas to, attack Ohio State's defense?
Yeah, they were terrific. We reminded them again at halftime that was an important area. That movement for us is when we're really clicking on all cylinders on the offensive end.
Thanks, everyone. Hi, Mom.
What did Maryland do defensively today to kind of keep you guys out of, your flow and getting into what you wanted to?
Yeah, they played a great game and we were really bad, and that's to their credit. I mean, they coached better, played better, just everything was better about them today. But specifically to the defense, they kind of threw some junk out there and tried to take Taylor and Mike Sell away early on. And I thought in the first quarter we got enough good shots, but we didn't capitalize. And I think after that we got a little bit anxious and kind of took some quick bad shots trying to get back in the game.
Hey, Coach. Dylan Manfrey, Studio Times. Your full court press seemed to work for you guys today early on in the game. I'm curious what you liked about that and what you saw from Maryland as they tried to, break it down.
Yeah, we had possessions where it was good, but once again, we had no consistency today, so we didn't sustain that effort or intensity to really kind of wear on them. And so it was kind of all or nothing. We get a turnover or maybe force them into a quick shot, but they got way too many good shots at the end of it because we weren't getting back and getting matched up.
For either of the players, I know it's been a rough couple weeks, but it's also been 3 top 10 teams. So I'm just curious, I guess from your standpoint, what has been the toughest part of this stretch, and where do you guys see you need to kind of clean things up a little bit?
Yeah, I think the Big Ten's really good, and we've played a lot of really good teams recently. And I think, like Coach said today, we didn't play anywhere close to our potential. So just getting back to playing the way we play and giving 100% effort every night will be our focus.
For either of the players, was just wondering what about Diamond Miller made her so difficult to stop? She got to the line a bunch. Was that something that you guys just didn't execute, or was she just really exploiting the principles that you guys have on defense?
I mean, obviously she's a good player. She's very athletic and she's very physical, and I think that kind of got in our heads a little bit. And I think that's just something we need to work on and be more physical back. So.
Hey, Coach. What did you think that Maryland did well defensively tonight that caused you guys some of the issues, causing you to only shoot about 40% from the field today?
Yeah, like I said earlier, they had a combination of kind of junk boxing one and man-to-man. And, I thought they switched it effectively to try to keep us off balance and just to try to keep us out of our rhythm and flow.
Coach, Carl McManus, NBC Sports Washington. The score was tied at 7 entering the first TV timeout. What happened after that?
We had a couple breakdowns in transition defense, which allowed them to get easy baskets, and they converted. And then, we weren't functioning real well in offense. I thought we were getting good enough shots, but we weren't making them. And then, like I said earlier, once we started missing a little bit, then we started forcing and not moving the ball, and it led to turnovers and bad shots.
For either of the players, Maryland used a lot of screens today down low in the backcourt that resulted in like some catch and shoot opportunities. I'm curious like what you saw from them, as they're trying to move the ball around.
Yeah, they give credit to Maryland. They played a really good game, but we have to be better defensively. We had a really rough game defensively tonight. And we're gonna go back, watch film, get better, look at it, and I think it was a lack of communication. And like I said, we're gonna watch it and we're gonna get better from it.
JC, this question for you. At what point did you know you were playing today, and how did it feel for you to be back on the court after 18 games out?
Yeah, it felt good. I obviously missed playing with everybody, and I think it was fun. Obviously, we don't play for that long. You're eager to get out there, but like I said, we could have played a lot better tonight. Could have had a lot more energy, and we'll be back in the gym really quick working on that.
Anyone else in person before we move to our Zoom questions? Alrighty, if you have a question on Zoom, feel free to unmute yourself, please.
I don't have a career, thank you.
Everybody good on Zoom?
I have one.
Okay.
For Kevin, obviously over the last few games, you guys have had a pretty consistent scoring group with Cody and Taylor Theory and Taylor Mike. So, but how do you look to kind of create scoring opportunities for kind of some of the other players on the roster? And obviously, JC coming back helps that. But kind of how do you look to create some more of those opportunities?
Yeah, I think with JC coming back, that's going to help. We play faster with her in the game, and I think we can potentially get more transition baskets. And I think it'll also help space the floor because she's a little bit more accurate shooter than some of the kids we've been playing. So I think once she gets into her flow, I think that's going to be a huge boost for us. And we should be able to have enough balance on offense once she kind of has a chance to really get in there and play the minutes she's normally playing.
And there have been kind of some isolated incidents of foul trouble over the last few games, but it seemed like kind of everyone was involved with that tonight. How do you look to kind of curb that problem moving forward?
Yeah, that was a huge problem for us tonight, obviously, and with Taylor and Cody specifically, and it killed us, especially I think on the defensive end, and because we were trying to get those guys matching up with Diamond, but we couldn't keep them in the game enough. And she's so good. If you don't have the right matchup on her, she's going to make you pay about every possession.
Everybody good?
Thank you.